Have you been seeing a lot of negative headlines about housing in the media lately, and you're wondering what's going on with the Sarasota market? Well, I'm going to break it down for you. Hi, I'm Nick with the Iannitti Group. Just want to come at you with a real quick Sarasota market update. And a couple of things I just wanted to bring up real quick. I saw this Lending Tree consumer survey come out just the end of last year, and it basically said that 41% of Americans surveyed believe that the housing market's going to crash in the next 12 months. 72% of them think it'll be as bad or worse than 2008, and 58% of them say that they're basically going to take no action in the housing market this year. They're just going to sit on their hands. Okay, I think that's kind of crazy, and I know they've seen a lot of negative headlines lately about comparing the market now to 15 years ago, which is really it's just not founded in the actual data. If we look at what happened 15 years ago, realize there are no job cuts today, realize that subprime loans are virtually non-existent today. Our new construction is far less than it was back then. Our inventory is only about a quarter of what it was then. Our mortgage delinquency is only about a third of what it was then. And our home foreclosures are a fraction of what it was back then. Okay. Speaking of foreclosures, you've seen this more and more in the news where people are saying, oh God, foreclosure activity has essentially doubled, from 2021. Well, yeah, that's true. But keep in mind, 2021, there was still a moratorium on foreclosures. The other thing is 2021, look at these numbers, how incredibly low it was. And now that it's doubled, okay, back in 2022, look at where it is historically, still incredibly low, not enough really to move the needle. In fact, over 1 million fewer foreclosures over the last 3 years. Okay, so you definitely need to keep that in context. Bill McBride, founder of Calculated Risk, basically said, bottom line, there will be an increase in foreclosures over the next year from the record low levels, but there will not be a huge wave of distressed sales as happened, following the housing bubble. The distressed sales during the housing bust led to cascading price declines, and that will not happen this time. Okay, keep that in mind. We still have good fundamentals in the market. When we're talking about home price forecast here for 2023, all these talking heads other than me, when we combine everything together, what we're looking at is, anywhere from 0.1 to 0.3 of an average of an increase. Keep in mind that's nationwide. We will see some markets that decline, some that still continue to increase more than this. But essentially what they're calling for is a flat market, okay? Keep in mind, if you spent the last 3 years in your home making 15 to 18%, if you have a year of no gain, is that really the end of the world? No. Is it also, cause for panic or sign of a crash? No, not at all. Okay. We have, though, definitely seen existing home sales have been declining now for the 11th consecutive month in a row. And we know that this is basically directly due to interest rates, right? Essentially, buyers' affordability has been crushed. Okay. But I want you to keep in mind, a lot of people are talking about, the housing market essentially is frozen. It's definitely slowed down, that's for sure, but I don't think it's frozen. It's not at a standstill. Keep in mind, over 11,000 homes still continue to sell every day. To break that down, that's 8 homes sell every minute in the nation, okay? Lawrence Yun, I love this guy, chief economist at NAR. He said December was another difficult month for buyers who continue to face limited inventory and higher mortgage rates. However, they expect sales to pick up again soon since mortgage rates have markedly declined after the peak in late last year. That is true. We saw mortgage rates decline again just this week. Okay, so what does this look like in the Sarasota housing numbers? Well, keep in mind, these are December numbers. Also keep in mind, Stellar MLS does not put numbers out for 3 weeks after the month. It's incredibly frustrating, but that's just my cross to bear. These are median numbers, and they are for single family homes in the entire county of Sarasota. So you can see here the sales price at a little over 500,000 was up 16% year over year. Active market time, though, this is key, 23 days on the market. That's up 187% year over year. So things are definitely taking longer to sell. And again, that's a function of the decrease in buyer demand due to their direct affordability. Original percent of list price, the 96.4%, right? So that's down 3.6 year over year. Remember, during the pandemic, you put the sign in the market, and all of a sudden you had 5 offers and you sold for over the asking price. That's not necessarily this market now. Months of inventory, this is still critical. Okay, 2.5 months worth of inventory. Remember, we need 6 months of inventory for a balanced market. However, that is a 300% increase. So we have definitely seen more things on the market. If you're a buyer, this is your opportunity right now, right? If you've been, wanting more options and there's no inventory, well, this is definitely going to help. Still not enough to essentially move the needle. Remember, though, everything above the line are our lagging indicators. telling us where the market's been. Everything below the line are our leading indicators telling us where the market's going. Our active listings are up 196%. Keep in mind that's directly related to this increased market time, right? Things are taking longer to sell, so listings stay on the market a little bit longer. When we look at the active standing inventory, there's more of it, okay? New listings, though, are down 5.7%. Keep in mind, if you're a home seller, this is essentially good news for you, actually, because you're going to have less competition coming on, okay? Pending sales are down 32%. Sold listings are down 42% as well. Those numbers are not good. But I do think once we see some stability in the mortgage rate, I think we're definitely going to see buyers coming back. Like I said, not only do we have some good fundamentals in the market still, but really demographics are on the housing market side. Keep in mind that in 2021, a third of all buyers were first-time buyers. Last year in 2022, 45% of all buyers were first-time home buyers, right? There's a lot of young millennials that still want to start a family, own a home, have a dog in a yard, all that good stuff, right? So there's still a lot of them coming in. So we're still going to see there's a lot of pent-up demand right now. I think once people see a little bit of stability in that mortgage rate, you're going to see that demand start to come back in. So that's about it. If you have questions about what these numbers mean, if you have, wonder what your home is worth, is this a good time for you to buy or sell, depending on what's going on in your life situation, just reach out, let me know. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. And that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, who you choose to negotiate for you absolutely matters.